Hello, this is Johnny Stuart Friends, and good afternoon. We're going to have a good time today. This is kind of an unusual thing for me because today we are going to experience somebody that is going to share a portion of their life with us that could actually help you in things that you're trying to overcome. Because it's always good to see that somebody else can overcome something, no matter how traumatic it is, no matter how unusual it is. You can relate to the fact that somebody has to dig down deep within themselves and overcome what's ever in front of them. And that's what life is about, isn't it? It's little segments of overcoming things, no matter what that might be. That's what life is all about. And I have brought a team of people here like you won't believe. A team of people that has helped this young lady next to me, Jeannie Del Paso, right?
Di Paso.
Di Paso. Thank you for correcting me. Okay. Jeannie Di Paso, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and Jeannie is going to share with you some very unusual things that happened to her. And on my right here is Dr. Brewer, and he helped her in this, and he's going to share with you how he helped her and the result that it had with her also. And then we have her great husband right here. This is Richard Di Paso.
Correct.
Richard Di Paso. You still say it the same way, both of you.
I think so.
That's good.
That's
Okay,
fine.
after 45 years, you'd learn how to say it, right?
45 years.
Okay,
yes.
yeah, that's not your fault. Okay,
No.
we couldn't get rid of him. Okay, he's here. So anyway, we have Richard here. Okay, and Richard is a very unique part of helping somebody overcome something, because when somebody is around you that is exposed to you all the time and sees the ups and downs and the ins and outs and everything, they are there to help you and do it. And that's exactly what Richard did in this particular case with Jeannie, right?
He did. help
Okay,
me.
we're going to give him credit for that?
We will give him that credit.
Okay, all right, all right. And then
Robey?
Robey.
That's
Robey is a very special type of a person that has to do with wellness and beauty and uniqueness of the body and all kinds of things, with a very special treatment, which you'll tell him about, right?
Thank you.
Okay, and then we have, behind that, we have Cindy with an S. Cindy with an S, and she is a yoga teacher, and she also overcame things, and that's why she became a yoga teacher, because she had such a horrible back problem, right? And the back problem was overcome by exercise and different disciplines that she did to herself, and she overcame it. And so she decided that was such a great thing in her life. It helped her to lose weight, helped her to tune up, helped her to do all those things, and so she decided to share that with somebody, and one of those people she shared it with was Jeannie. Okay? Yes. And in the process of doing that, you're still doing that, right? Yes. You can step forward here a little bit to make sure the mics can hear you good, too. You're still part of us.
Okay.
And so the fact is, she's going to share with us how she helps people through exercise and discipline of the body and so forth to overcome things. So all these people had something special to do in Jeannie's life. Now, we want to start off by telling you right now something, and then I'm going to turn it over to Richard, her husband, for a minute, because he was there and he saw it, even when maybe Jeannie didn't really notice that she was being incapacitated in the fact that her body wouldn't do the things that she wanted it to do, and it became very unusual. But right here it says she personally had a very severe problems with taking being able to handle things, the pains in your bodies. Tell us what you felt and when you first started noticing that something was wrong with you, even though I want to share this with you, and then I'm going to shut my little mouth for a minute. But I'm going to tell you right now, she is a major exercise person. She is a bodybuilder. She is a beauty queen. She is everything that everyone wants to be, but all at once it was being taken away from her. And it was taken away from her piece by piece, and these people here helped her put it back again. Tell us what was going wrong with you when it first started, Jeannie.
Well, I would say about 3.5 years ago, I started to not feel myself. I was not feeling too great, that I was feeling fatigue, and I was very achy. And then all of a sudden, my right shoulder became extremely painful. And then another morning I woke up, it was my knee, and then my ankle, and then my feet felt so painful. And then another morning I woke up and my hands started to contract and become, once again, my whole body was riddled with pain and swelling. And I thought, oh gosh, what's going on? I've never been really sick before. And let me go to my endocrinologist. I figured maybe it was my thyroid totally out of whack. But you have to understand, getting into all these specialists, going from one to another, trying to figure out what you have, is 6 weeks to 8 weeks to 6 months to wait. So time is clicking by very, very quickly as you're trying to diagnose yourself. So I went to my endocrinologist, and unfortunately they look at one thing, your thyroid, and not noticing that I was stiff. I said, I'm so stiff and swollen. Well, on to the next. I went to another specialist and waiting the time out again to get in, and they told me that I did not have arthritis. And finally I just decided that I'm going to see a rheumatologist. Maybe they'll tell me I have arthritis. And now I'm starting to get, little by little, my condition was just deteriorating, totally deteriorating. And I tried to get into a rheumatologist. I couldn't get in for almost 6 months, and my girlfriend said, listen, I'm really afraid for you. I think you're not going to make it. And I think Richard felt the same way too, and I think I felt the same way too. So I got on a plane, went out to LA, and I spent 6 months going back and forth by myself in a wheelchair, because now I can't really, I hardly walk and open my hands. And so I ended up in 6 months there, and the rheumatologist put me on a treatment program that wasn't working, and I was more deterioration, and I just looked at him and said, I need to come to be where I live. Let me see a specialist where I live, because it's becoming more difficult for me to get on a plane. So thank goodness, this is where things get better.
Okay.
Okay, that was a little oh woe is me, but it's hard to go from one thing and trying to figure out what you have.
Maybe it was difficult because you said you went back and forth to L.A. in a wheelchair. Why didn't you take a car or a plane or something? Oh, excuse me. All right, I had to throw that in.
I appreciate
We'll throw it
that.
out. Okay. Okay. So now you're back home and you're trying to get some help. Okay.
So finally, I get a recommendation and a referral to several doctors that might work for me. So I did my homework. I researched them. I found a wonderful doctor, Dr. Young, who's here in Henderson, Nevada, and she just looked at me and said, "We're going to start over. Don't look behind. We're just starting all over. We need to just clear the deck. Let's go." So I once again had to believe in someone, and I'm so glad that I did, because I truly trusted her, and she is the most amazing person who really watches you, takes care of you, and I felt that I could trust somebody again. So little by little I started to feel a little bit better, and now you have to understand I've lost over 20 pounds at this point, and I'm really hunched over, my hands were clenched, and I'm walking like a little old robot, back and forth, and I felt really good one evening, and I thought, well, let me go and see Robey's wonderful event. So, and that's where Robey comes into play, where I got to see him. He said, "Oh, we need to talk. You need some help," and I'm so glad he reached out to me.
Before we go to Robey, 1 second. How did you, Richard? How did you feel about all this, and what did you think when she was going through this? And you must have seen this deterioration right in front of your eyes. And so what did you think during this time?
Well, the biggest thing was that it was so difficult to get to the cause of what was really going on. And it just took months and months, and we did whatever research we could do. We went and we talked to anyone that we could talk to. We tried to get referrals, and I'll tell you more about it in just a few seconds.
Okay, Robey. Okay, we only have 10 seconds, so we're going to come back and talk to you in just a second. You guys better come back and find out what happened to Jeannie, and I'm going to show you a picture of what she was when she was Miss America type girl. Okay, so come back and see us. We'll be right back.